Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the meeting of January 2022. This is our first board meeting of the new school year, and I am welcoming and opening the meeting because, as many know, in January is when we elect our chair and our vice chair, and until that moment, I'll go ahead and begin the meeting. So welcome. We are glad that everyone is in attendance, and we appreciate those who are joining us online. If we could take a minute and please stand and join us in Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And please join us for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may have a seat. At this moment, I'd like to go forward on the agenda and open it up. We are going to do our election for board chairman. So board members, at this moment, we are going to open the floor for nominations for board chair.
I'd like to second that Laura continue to serve.
So at this moment, we have a nomination and a second. Are there any nominations outside of Laura for board chair? No. If not, I'd like to take a vote, please, for the approval of Laura McAdams as board chair.
I'll second it.
So it is 4 with 1 abstaining. Great.
Well,
so, Ms.
you.
Chair.
Thank you. It is definitely an honor to serve as chair for another year, so I do appreciate that. Okay, so now we will move on to the vice chair. Do we have a nomination for vice chair?
I would like to nominate Aaron to continue serving as vice chair.
Okay. Do we have any other nominations? Okay. All right, so we do consider that a motion, and you second, Shirley? All that approve Aaron as vice chair? Okay, that will be 4 approve, and then of course 1 abstain. All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, chair and vice chair.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so now we will move on to the consent agenda items. This includes the minutes from last month in the agenda for tonight. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll motion it.
Shanae, is there a second?
I'll second.
Teresa, and all that approve. All right, thank you. And then we do have our financial report.
Ms. Wills?
December was a short month for us, but we ended our fund balance with $2.9 million in the general fund. And with 50% of the fiscal year complete, we ended with expenditures of 50%, which is really good.
Good.
And we have received 49% in our revenue. Our SPOS funds received was $107,000 for the month, and we have $1.3 million in the bank in that account. And we are working on our impact date application so we can start receiving those funds in real soon. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
So to our audience that is present, and of course to those that are joining us live, we want to thank you again for shopping locally and also utilizing your local addresses when you shop online. As Ms. Wills said, our eSPLOS for December was $107,000. So that goes back to bond payment to pay off the high school. It allows us to purchase buses, and it allows us to do facility upgrades and technology. So thank you, community, for your continued shopping locally. It makes a huge difference for our schools.
All right, so next for our information and superintendent report.
For our superintendent's report, first, You may notice we have a very exciting basketball game next door. So in your hearts, please continue to cheer on our Chattahoochee Panthers as they play Marion right now. And after we are finished, please feel free to head on over to the gym and watch that exciting game. So I do know there is a little bit of noise right now. We were not able to connect to eBoard through our visual screen that is usually up, but please know to our audience members that are here and that are at home, you can go to the Chatco website and log into board, and then under eBoard, all the agenda is public and all the items we are discussing are public and there for your review. So on the superintendent's report, first I would like to begin with just an update on the system health status. As we know, these past few weeks during the holiday break, that there has been a continued positive uptick in COVID cases. We do know that this is due to the variant. It's been highly transmittable with or without masks, with or without vaccines. We do realize, based on medical data, that we're fortunate at this point that it is very mild in most instances. However, we're very aware that there is an uptick. We want to thank our community for working so diligently to remain home when they are sick and to being mindful of healthy practices and working with their principals and directors. When we returned from school, when we returned back from school during the holiday break, we did keep with our previous mitigation strategies. We have our hand washing stations. We're continuing with our face coverings. We do know that this past week we have experienced of slightly higher than typical absences in terms of our faculty and in some of our students. The good news is today's absent rate was much lower than it was Monday and much lower than it was last Friday. So we are moving forward with having more folks in school. What has come to our attention is many of the people that have been absent never came into the building. And so we're appreciative that, again, that our families are really following through with watching those indicators if someone needs to stay home. We are going to continue to monitor our numbers. We publish that every Friday. That's on our website. It's also on social media. And we are following the most recent recommendations that came out from Governor Kemp and the Georgia Department of Public Health Commissioner Toomey. And in this information that we just received, they have updated how they would like Georgia school systems to operate. And one of those is with the isolation period if you test positive. So this information is on our website, and we will post it to social media tomorrow, but we wanted to take time tonight to discuss it. If someone tests positive, they have a 5-day isolation period, whereas in the past it was 10 days. So there's a 5-day isolation period. If that individual has no symptoms, they are allowed to return to the environment. So that means no fevers, and to make sure that's 24 hours without fever, without medication. So that is one of the updates. The other update that was shared with us is that in the school environment, that if someone is exposed, that they do not have to quarantine if they do not have symptoms. And we know for many of our families that had been a struggle because they had had multiple children out of school and those children were very healthy. So we will be working forward under that same guidance that was released to all the schools, that if a person is symptom-free, that they are allowed to come into the school environment. Again, we are continuing with our face coverings for the next several weeks. We're going to monitor our data every Friday, and if we continue to see a downward trend, we'll evaluate those strategies, and we'll come to the board, we'll come to the public and share that. Our students are very excited about the possibility of going face covering optional, but again, we want to follow the data on that. So one of the things that we're sharing with our student body: stay home if you're sick, be healthy, have good sanitary practices, and each Friday we'll look at those numbers and we'll make a decision based on that data. Again, all of this information is on the Chatco website. It's published under the news, and it will be published under our COVID updates that are there. So we continue to work with our ESE clinic and the Department of Public Health so that we can have more COVID resources, such as surveillance testing if anyone wants to do that. So we'll have those options available within our district as well. So that's a little bit about our health update. Kind of in terms of that also is a program that the State Department has just released specifically for rural systems. It's called the Engage program. So if there are students who have had struggles from the pandemic, whether that be social emotional, their well-being, or academics, the State Department is going to be providing at-home services and supports for families who request that. So we're going to make that information available on our website. Our counselors are going to be aware of it. We'll have it on our social media. So if you are a family and during the pandemic there's been struggles, again, whether that be social well-being or academic, there is a number that you can call, and the State Department will work with you with in-home supports, whether that be tutoring or study habits or other resources that are available in the community. So we want to make sure that we get that information out to our families as well. So that's a little bit about our health update. The next thing on the superintendent's report is just to make you aware of a process that we're going to implement, and it is for our bus driver training program. We are very fortunate that we are fully staffed with bus drivers. We've been able to hire new bus drivers. We're training them locally within. You've seen our advertisements. We've had our buses out at Gas and Go and other places saying, interested in being a bus driver, call here, we'll provide that training. So we are very proud of our excellent training program that we have, and we know how expensive that training program is. And so to counteract any possibilities that could happen down the line that someone comes to be a substitute bus driver for the system and they get our excellent training at no charge, utilizing our resources and costs, one of the things that we're going to implement is a bus driver training agreement that says if you receive at no cost this expensive training that you will work for the system, and if not, you will reimburse the system for those costs. So spoke to Mr. Price about this. This is a very typical process in many other systems, and what we want to do is actually protect our transportation department, our drivers, and our trainers who are using their time and that taxpayer dollar to train people. We don't want folks to get Chattahoochee training and then up and go somewhere else, and we know that sometimes that could happen. So we don't want to discourage anyone in any way. We just want to make sure that we have our folks that are utilizing our resources benefiting our children. So that draft is available. Again, it doesn't change any of our services that we provide or any of the excellent training. It just really supports our trainers. Are there questions about that?
Nope. Looks good to me.
Good. And the next thing on the superintendent's report is just a program update. I'd like to begin, I know we have our department reports, but I'd like for you to be able to have the opportunity to have an oral program report from different departments during our meetings. And as we start the year, we know one of the things that's always on everybody's mind is safety. And we're very proud of the safe school environment we have. So I'm going to ask Chief Harrelson. He joined our team in August of this year, and we're so appreciative of the work that he's doing. But he's going to just go through some of the things that he's been working on and some of the great things that have been happening since he's arrived.
All right, my name's Ray Harrelson. I'm the school resource officer here with the school district. I'm going to brief over a few brief things about safety. Every month we conduct our monthly drills, whether it's fire, weather, active shooter drills. We stay up to date on that. The law does require us, we have one of these drills every month at each school. The next one will be this month. We'll do a fire drill. We're going to work with the local fire department. I'm going to give Chief Floyd and have them respond so our students can see in the event if something really happens what actions will take place. I'm pretty excited about this next system. We're getting an ID system, which next year all of our students will be issued picture IDs. That way we can utilize them for the lunchroom, field trips, reunification sites, attendance. That way, and the buses, big thing with the buses. That way we can keep track of our students. You know, if one goes missing, we can know who it is. A lot easier than, you know, trying to do it the old way. Our surveillance system in the school is up to date. We just finished a project with our football field. We have cameras around that and around the field house and the concession stands for our athletic events over there. Our camera, we have hundreds of cameras over these schools, and I monitor them constantly, and the admins look at them constantly. Another one at the elementary school, we just started before the break a program called Centuries, which is a great program. Each teacher carries a badge around, and in the event of an emergency takes place at the elementary school, it doesn't matter where they're at in the school, they can just mash a button a certain amount of times on a badge, and I'll be alerted to my phone. Ms. Hurd will be alerted, and I believe Ms. Jones will be alerted, and that way we can respond appropriately and call in more law enforcement or EMS or whoever we need for that incident. We are looking at future training for teachers for their pre-planning next year. I'm looking at a Stop the Bleed class, which will help with first aid, and another class is called CRAZE training, which is Citizens Response to an Active Shooter. They're both taught by Homeland Security, and I met with our rep for this area and spoke with him on those, and hopefully we'll get those implemented next year for pre-planning. We just started Gaggle, which is a program that monitors what our kids do on their Chromebooks. It's used to help with mental health in the event that kids, you know, are maybe messaging a friend, talking about they feel bad, or, you know, they have some type of thoughts. I'll be alerted as well as the admin, and we can find the appropriate resources to help with that student immediately. And over the next week or two, we'll be sending out flyers, posting around the schools and our Facebook pages of an anonymous reporting through Gaggle, which the students will be able to send an email to this specific email address through Gaggle to alert admin or myself of any type of violence, or maybe one of their friends is having some negative thoughts and just doesn't want to come forward about it. That way the appropriate actions can be taken. And this will also be, the parents can get on there and type this email address, or they can text it with their phone, or they can call it. You say, hey, we're having a basketball game this night, and supposedly somebody said there was going to be a fight. That way we can stop it before it happens. Those are a few things that we're currently doing, and hopefully some new stuff coming here pretty soon. Any questions?
No. Thank you.
Amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, we just want to thank Chief Harrelson for coming in and just taking the initiative to just take us to the next step. So as you heard from him, it's not just about the protection physically that we're doing. We want to make sure that we're using this community policing to meet those support needs of our students, whether it's mental health, whether it's bullying, whether it's suicide, drugs, any of those types of things. We want to have a proactive way to deal with that and just support our families and communities. So we're very excited about the anonymous reporting features and also the other things that he's been working on to take us forward as we make sure that we are the safest school in Georgia and then in the nation. We know that we are such a transient school environment that we take it very serious because we have so many people in and out, and we want this to be a safe home for everybody. And having a safe school environment allows us to focus on what matters, and that's student instruction and high academic achievement. So tonight, it's a great honor to think about high levels of academic achievement and the work that goes into making sure students reach that level. So Ms. Skirsha is going to take a moment, and we're going to recognize our star student, and our star student is recognized through College Board for the highest SAT. And we understand that having that high SAT opens up the door for future endeavors for post-secondary. So we're very excited about this recognition for star teacher and star student.
I'm super excited to be here with you all and just say hello as well as recognize our star student. The star student is a great accomplishment and it should not be taken lightly, so I'm glad you all are here to celebrate with us. I'm honored to recognize our Page Star student and teacher for the Chattahoochee County School District. The Page Student Teacher Achievement Recognition, or the STAR program, is now in its 64th year. It's sponsored, administered, and promoted by the Professional Association of Georgia Educators, PAGE. Since its creation, the STAR program has honored nearly 28,500 students and teachers that the student has selected as having the most influence on their academic achievement. To obtain the 2022 STAR nomination, our graduating high school seniors must have had the highest SAT score on one single test administration, as well as be in the top 10% of their graduating class, so you can tell this is a great honor. STAR begins each year while participating high school students name and choose their STAR student. The STAR student chooses their STAR teacher, and then you move on through regional progress. The students and their teachers are honored by their schools and then compete for regions. Region winners compete for the honor of being the STAR Student of the Year. STAR teachers continue along with their STAR students throughout the entire program. For a student, you can tell how prestigious this is. This award is the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. At this time, I would like to recognize our 2022 Chatco STAR student, and that is John Michael Enseta. So John Michael had the honor of selecting one of his teachers as STAR teacher. This teacher has been involved in John Michael's academic career each year, and he was so excited to put forth his nomination. John Michael said that the impact that this teacher had on his life and his educational progress is immeasurable. John Michael chose for his STAR teacher, Lieutenant Colonel Kelvin Scott. Thank you all for being with us as we recognize the STAR student and STAR teacher. This, again, is such a great award, and it really just shows how much hard work John Michael's put into his education, as well as the great impact that Lieutenant Colonel Scott has had.
And if you guys will wait, we're going to get one quick picture. And this will go to our media sites. It will be in the paper. So we want to take the opportunity to get a good picture behind the background. We appreciate your dedication to not only high instruction, but high learning. Another round of applause. Good job. And lastly on my report is our CARES grant update. As many are aware, schools across the nation received additional funding over the past year and a half due to the pandemic, and we are very pleased with the work that we've been able to do with our ESSER or CARES funding. Our focus was to decrease learning loss through the implementation of a literacy program, to provide safe and clean environments, to analyze data based on academic needs so we could personalize instruction, to provide emotional supports for well-being, and to increase access to technology and transportation. We've received nearly $1.5 million over the 2 years, and you have 3-year time span to use that funding. What we have elected to do is be able to use monthly payments for our enhanced cleaning services to make sure that that's happening every month. to purchase our transportation buses. We've been able to get 2 new buses, and we own those outright. And to begin our implementation with technology. That includes Chromebooks, that includes clear touch panels in the classrooms, and document cameras. And all of our technology is owned. So we are very excited about that. We're continuing our literacy program at the elementary school, and that has monthly ongoing coaching and training in the classroom. So I did want to take a moment just to kind of update everybody on where we are with those CARES funds and what we have already purchased, and to see if there's any questions, comments. And this is an opportunity for our public to see if you have any questions or comments about CARES funds. We will also be sending out at the end of February our annual budget survey that goes out to our community to get your input, because we want to make sure as we plan for the New Year's budget that we hear from our community. So you can also utilize that opportunity to discuss CARE funds if you would like. So we'll have that as a question too. But we do want to hear from our community about their priorities for our school system. So that ends the superintendent's report.
All right, thank you. All right, next we have recognitions.
Yes. Before we begin with the school recognitions, I would like to take a moment to recognize an individual who's been very special to us. Originally, we had set up tonight to have multiple people from outside agencies do a presentation for her, one of them including Judge McBride and Senator Harbison, but we do understand that our legislators are back in session in Atlanta. So we're going to tweak their part of this at a later date, and we're going to work with Latavia's Closet so that we can do an additional recognition. But this evening, we'd like to take a moment. We have many support people in the audience who are aware of the tremendous work of Miss Gwinnetta Eccles. So Miss Eccles, we're going to just take a moment and just share some highlights about Miss Eccles. She has served in many capacities in our school system, and over the most recent many years, it has been as a system social worker. She's coordinated wraparound services, whether that be counseling from outside agencies, to military liaison supports, to group supports in our middle school, and even 4-H activities at our elementary school. She's worked to bring us different grants. She has worked to make sure that our community is considered on the cutting edge for taking care of the well-being of all children and all families. Her work has focused on truancy to make sure that we are attending school, and if we're not attending school, that it's not just an issue that we take for compliance, but we get to the root cause and we help families in those instances. She's worked very closely with our judges so we can look at alternatives to make sure that our children have barriers removed so that they can graduate and be successful. And one of the outcomes that we know that work is happening is our most recent graduation rate of 93.6%. So we know that it takes an entire village to make sure children are achieving, and Miss Eccles is the hand behind that village in so many instances. On behalf of Judge McBride and Senator Harbison, they wish her well in some different endeavors that she's going to choose. But we know that this evening we have representatives from Columbus Wellness Center, from the Tree House, from the Chamber. So we want to make sure that you have an opportunity to wish Miss Eccles well. She is going to look at some opportunities to help our community in a larger way, while also doing what she has taught so many of us to do, and that's to prioritize and balance our well-being and our family's well-being. So she is not leaving our school system. She's just going to support us in a different way. But we want to take tonight to honor her and the work that she's done for not only Chatco schools, but for the greater Casita community. Mr. Ellison said she knows how much work she's done because she works him to death. He is the chair of our truancy intervention panel. And again, Ms. Eccles serves on that to make sure that it happens for our school system.
And part of that is to have a group that is not punitive and to find out what is going on with the families and why the kids are not here. And sometimes it's things that they need a little help with. So that's what the Truancy Intervention Project does. Our main goal is to keep them out of court. That's our main goal. And we are authorized by the chief juvenile court judge to carry out this work. So we have a plaque for you from the Truancy Intervention Project that says, with our greatest appreciation, we hereby present Juanetta S. Eccles for your unwavering support and unrelenting guidance that helped in lending our path to success in the helping of students and families. You are being honored with much appreciation and gratitude. Presented by Chattahoochee County Truancy Intervention team members on today's day. Also, as part of the wraparound services, Swag and Lace and Columbus Wellness Center would like to also present one to her. In appreciation, we honor Juanetta S. Eccles. It was a great pleasure working with you. Your departure will be greatly felt. Your leadership and guidance to the wraparound partners has been a part of our success, and you will never be forgotten. Thank you for being our motivator, a great leader, and even a better friend. Congratulations, best wishes, and success in your next endeavor. You have made a difference. Presented by Columbus Wellness Center Outreach and Swagger Lace Youth Program on this day.
Michael, we're going to get a picture of you and Miss Eccles. So as they get their picture, I want to share with everybody that Miss Eccles has done what good leaders do. She's built capacity in so many people within our district that though we're going to fill the hole, we're going to personally and emotionally fill the hole with her transition, but she has put a team around her that will carry on the great work that she started.
Now, even though Mrs. Eccles is leaving, that does not mean the Truancy Intervention Program is going anywhere. Whoever takes her place, we will continue to work with them and do the work that we've always been doing.
And like we said, we're so proud of the capacity that she's built in the team around her. So take another again and just say thanks to Miss Eccles. And DeFaul will continue to keep Miss Eccles and her family, her immediate family, in their prayers as she continues to support her family and their overall well-being. I know it'll be greatly appreciated. At this time, I'd like to have Miss Hurd come and do her monthly recognitions for students and faculty.
Good evening. It gives Ms. Jones and I great pleasure to acknowledge our Students of the Month and our Employee of the Month. And we're going to start with our Students of the Month. Our pre-K Student of the Month is Tristan Conley. And Tristan's teacher, Ms. Richards, had this to say about him. As I continue to raise the bar for student achievement, Tristan is always there to not only meet, but exceed my expectations. He is currently my first beginner reader. He displays a strong love for learning in every aspect. He is becoming a great leader and a role model in my classroom. Tristan is a joy to have in my classroom, and I'm honored to be his teacher. Congratulations to Tristan Conley. Our kindergarten student of the month is Elizabeth Carradine. And Elizabeth's teacher has this to say about her. Elizabeth is a hardworking student who always tries her absolute very best. She always displays her panther paws everywhere she goes. We are absolutely proud of her. She is a wonderful kindergarten student. She is caring, helpful, smart, and a great listener. Not only is she a great student academically, she also has a pleasant and sweet personality and is very kind to everyone that she meets. She sets the example of what a model student should be. Congratulations, Elizabeth. And our first grade student of the month is Brody Thomas. I don't think Brody is here tonight, but I want to share what his teacher had to say about him. Brody Thomas is a wonderful and respectful student that always goes above and beyond to share help with his fellow peers and help them out if they need it. He always completes his work in a timely manner and never complains about anything. He's very polite and always uses his manners. Congratulations to Brody Thomas. And our second grade student of the month is Scarlett Conley. And Scarlett's teacher has this to share. Scarlett has shown so much growth in her maturity and her ability to overcome challenges. She is very hardworking and always tries her best, even when something is difficult. She is a joy to teach and brings a lot of happiness to those around her. Congratulations, Scarlett. And our third grade student of the month is Haley Williamson. And Haley is not here with us tonight, but I did want to share what her teachers had to say. Haley is always offering her assistance in the classroom. She is the first student to volunteer to help a struggling student or give an example on the board that may help others. She always has a bright smile and works diligently on classroom tasks or assignments. I appreciate how she keeps the classroom informed on upcoming events, announces lunch for the day, and gives friendly reminders, sometimes even to me. She is a treasure to have in our classroom. Congratulations, Haley. And our fourth grade student of the month is Maisha Wilson. And Maisha is not here tonight, but I wanted to share this from her teachers. She is a student who embodies the definition of determination, putting forth 100% effort in anything that she does. Other students should look up to her for her work ethic and desire to be the best that she can possibly be. She is always willing to work hard and try and understand any of the concepts that are being taught in class. Congratulations, Maisha. And our fifth grade student of the month is Carlicia Donovan. And as Carlicia makes her way to the floor, I wanted to share what her teachers had to say about her. She has been working hard to be successful. She shows a lot of care when it comes to math. She's willing to ask questions and ask for help when needed. She then applies herself by using the help she has been given. She takes pride in doing a great job. Dr. K had this to share. I have chosen Carlicia for the fifth grade student of the month because she always gives 100% when it comes to her reading comprehension, assignments, and other assessments. She always takes what she learns in class and tries to apply those skills to enhance her understanding. She has shown many improvements since the beginning of the year, and I'm absolutely proud of her and know that she will take these skills throughout her educational career. Congratulations, Carlicia. And I present to you our CCEC Students of the Month. And now I would like to present our Employee of the Month. And our employee of the month is a paraprofessional in our exceptional education department, Ms. Allen Jones. And I have to share this about Ms. Jones. She might be tiny in stature, but she packs a big punch in our exceptional education department. She always looks for ways to help our students succeed and strategies she can use to help them improve. She genuinely cares about our students and she works with and goes above and beyond to make sure that their learning environment is a happy place. She is always willing to help out wherever needed and does it all with a positive attitude and a smile. We are so thankful to have Ms. Allen Jones as a part of our CCEC family. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Hurd, Ms. Jones. Next, we'd like to ask Dr. Rodriguez and Ms. Skirsha to come and recognize the middle school and the high school students and employee.
Good evening. I'm Allison Rodriguez, assistant principal at the middle high school. Ms. Skirsha, our school counselor, and on behalf of the administration, to include Principal Kemp, that unfortunately could not be here tonight, we are pleased to present our teacher and student of the month. We're going to start with the staff member of the month, and that is Ms. Tara Conley.
It's a night of the Conleys.
So Ms. Conley came to us as a middle school math teacher, and then when a need arose in the high school, she stepped up and has done a great job in that role. She's definitely a team player, willing to take on any task that we give her. She is usually one of the last ones here each day, and you can even catch her in the summertime. She's up here improving her lessons, even if it means bringing her children along with her down the hallways. She does her best at building relationships with the students. One example is her room is the last one at the end of the hallway, right where the students get on the bus at the end of the day. And you will always catch her out in that hallway saying something nice to the students as they're leaving the day to go get on the bus. We definitely appreciate that. She's done a great job leading the math department, sharing her vast knowledge and resources and strategies with them. She leads teacher training sessions for us. So many things. We have a math assessment in the middle school, and we have a school goal to have 60% of our students score at the 60th percentile or higher. And during the winter administration, her class exceeded that goal. So she had the highest average of all 6th through 8th grades. 74% of her students met their goal, and that was just at the midpoint. We haven't even got to the end of the year, which is when the goal was supposed to be met. So we definitely appreciate her hard work, and we are lucky to have her on staff. Congratulations, Ms. Conley. We'll go to our students of the month. We'll start with 6th grade. So for 6th grade, we have Tanner McAdoo. Here's what his teachers had to say about him. Tanner is an exceptional 6th grade student. He put on a science fair team together and helped lead them to winning the science fair at our school. He showed leadership and teamwork in the process. In class, he is always on task and always helpful. Thank you, Tanner. Tanner McAdoo. For 7th grade, we have Caleb Fleming Williams. Caleb has done an excellent job this school year of remaining dedicated and focused on his schoolwork. He makes efforts to ask questions and participate in class and is truly a great addition to our middle school classes. I know that Caleb will continue to do great things at Chattahoochee. Congratulations, Caleb. For 8th grade, we have Chloe Liverett. Chloe's not here, but I'll read what her teachers had to say about her. Chloe has worked extremely hard this semester in my class. She started on a brand new instrument during the summer and has worked extra hard not only to catch up, but to excel. She has done so well that she participated in the University of Georgia's Midfest Honors Band with a few of her classmates. Chloe's teachers note that she always sets great examples for those around her. Keep it up, Chloe Liverett. For 9th grade, we have Kayla Tate. Kayla is always working hard to do her best in her classes. She goes above and beyond to make sure all assignments are completed on time and to her best ability. She likes to participate in class and make sure to correct any mistakes she makes. Kayla is a dedicated learner, and we love watching her grow as a student this semester. Great work, Kayla. For 10th grade, we have Jaylee Santiago. Jaylee's teacher said that she is always one of the students you can count on when you need a helping hand. She is involved in the JRTC program and has taken advanced classes. The teacher that nominated her said, Jaylee stood out to me as a prime Chattahoochee student, not only because she is a dedicated learner, but also because of her positive go-getter attitude. Keep up the good work, Jaylee. Jaylee Santiago. For 11th grade, we have Thomas Weaver. Thomas has an exceptional work ethic. He was nominated by 2 teachers who both have positive things to say. Thomas's teachers report that he is always doing his best and giving effort in all activities inside of the classroom and outside. He even came up over the holiday break to fine-tune his application to the Governor's Honors Program. Thomas is helpful to others, he is kind, and participates. If you know Thomas, you know that he is a dedicated model student. Thomas Weaver. And last, for 12th grade, we have Matea Penny. Matea has made an exceptional effort her senior year. She is actively involved in the College and Career Academy and also participates as a work-based learning student. Matea has made every effort to work with her teachers and counselors to further her education and career post-high school. We are so proud of you, Matea Penny. Congratulations to all of our Student of the Month and our staff members.
Okay. We have just a few more items, and we will quickly go through those. And then as we move to executive session, if anyone wants additional pictures, all of this will be up. If anyone does need to leave right now, we completely understand. And we do want to just say to everyone how much we appreciate you coming, and to our students, we're so proud of you. You absolutely represent the best of Chatco. So thank you for being those models and those leaders and showing all of Georgia everything that we're capable of and how we're excelling. And I know they mentioned the MAP assessment, and I know to our parents, many of you may have heard about that. Basically, it is a tool that we use, and it gives our teachers information about what students are learning. And it lets teachers fine-tune their teaching to know what skills kids need more support on, or what skills they have exceeded and that they can push further. And it is on average that students by the end of the year should have a 50% growth. And to know that mid-year we have students that are getting 60%, 70, 74% growth tells us that there is tremendous learning happening in our classrooms. And that goes into becoming STAR student, to having these work-related opportunities when they graduate. And that's what we want our mission and vision to be. That this education is so important that the opportunities are overwhelming for what's in front of our children. So families, thank you, because this is possible because you support us and you allow our teachers to teach and push our kids to that high level of excellence. So thank you for all that you're doing. We're going to go forward on these next few items. Again, if you need to leave, we understand. Otherwise, you can do those pictures quickly at your convenience when we're finished. The first is our personnel list, and again, this is public on eBoard. And based on the information publicly available in our personnel report, I would like to recommend approval of the slate of employees for hire or separation.
All right. Do we have a motion?
Yes,
I
Shanae.
have motion.
Shanae, a second?
I'll second Shanae.
Aaron, and all that approve? Okay, that passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Next, we have several policies that have been on the table for more than 30 days for public review. We've had no questions or comments. At this time, I would like to recommend approval of the list of policies as presented.
Is there any questions or discussion?
No, none from me.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll motion.
Shirley, you want to second that? And all that approve? That passes, thank you. And then the last one is the HVAC.
The last is we had an open bid out for a process for preventative HVAC services. And you see that list in front of you for those who bid and met the qualifications along with the cost. And based on our board policy, we are recommending the lowest bid. And so I'd like to recommend Max Air Services as the lowest bid for the HVAC preventative maintenance contract.
Okay. Any questions?
And how long is that contract for?
That is an annual contract that we will evaluate every year. We'll look at it for quality. We'll also look at it for cost. At this time, they have guaranteed that price for 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
That is nice.
That was-
yeah, good job.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
I'll motion.
Shanae,
I'll second.
Teresa, and all that approve. That passes, thank you.
And I know that we have no one signed up for public participation, so I would like to take a minute during our recognition section. Please forgive me, I did not have it noted in front of me as my jot for reminder. We spent a lot of time tonight talking about the training program for our bus drivers. And so I'd like to take this opportunity as we think about the new quarter and ask Mr. Price to come up, and we are going to recognize one of our bus drivers who's gone above and beyond and above and exceeded anything that we've asked, not only as a driver but also as a trainer. And so as we still have our audience with us, we'd like to take this time to just talk about the impact that that's been and what it's doing for our entire transportation department.
Hey everyone, my name is James Price. I'm the Transportation Director at Chattahoochee County Schools. This gentleman here has went, I can't tell you how great he is. Every time I ask him to do something, he always comes back with, hey, you hired me to drive, right? Anything else is just fun. I'll take it. Always steps up. If I'm not around, something comes up, he'll step up, take over, do what needs to be done. With training, he first came to me at the beginning of the school year. He was like, hey, I want to be one of those trainers. I want to be one of those to help bring new people into our community, help make sure that we have safe, reliable bus drivers out there. So tonight, I'd like to recognize Mr. Willie Rambert. Bus driver of the quarter for this year.
And as Mr. Rembert makes his way up front, he understands my momentary forgetfulness because last night was a very important event in our life as the Georgia Bulldogs clinched the national championship. So it has been a long night, long, multiple decades. But so I am back at it a little bit late today. But Mr. Rembert understands, and he is absolutely a gem to us. Just like we talked about Miss Eccles building capacity. James has been able to do the same with our transportation department because of Willie. So we are just beyond blessed to have the folks that we have around us.
All right, and so that completes our action items. So we do have an executive session this evening. So do I have an emotion? We're emotional from last night. Is there a motion to go into executive?
I'll make the motion.
Teresa?
I'll second it.
Shirley, and all that approve. Of course, all right, so we will be back momentarily.